Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg. His family lived in a small communal apartment, sharing a kitchen and bathroom with other families. His father, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin, was a factory worker and a war veteran who had fought in World War II. His mother, Maria Ivanovna Putina, worked odd jobs, including as a night watchman and a cleaner, to support the family. Life was tough, but young Vladimir learned resilience early on. He grew up in a city still recovering from the devastation of the war, where survival was a daily struggle. As a child, Putin was not the tallest or the strongest, but he was determined. He loved sports, especially judo and sambo, a Russian martial art. These sports taught him discipline, patience, and strategy, skills that would later define his career. He began practicing judo at the age of 12 and eventually earned a black belt. His passion for martial arts was not just physical, it was also mental. He learned to stay calm under pressure and to think several steps ahead, qualities that would serve him well in politics. Putin's childhood was marked by hardship. During World War II, his city was under siege by Nazi forces for 872 days. Many people starved to death, including Putin's older brother Viktor, who died as a baby. This tragedy left a deep mark on the family. Putin grew up hearing stories of survival and sacrifice, which shaped his strong sense of patriotism. His parents rarely spoke of the war, but its shadow loomed large over their lives. The experience of growing up in a city that had endured so much pain instilled in him a deep love for his country and a desire to protect it. In his teenage years, Putin dreamed of becoming a spy. He was inspired by Soviet spy movies and books, which portrayed intelligence officers as heroes who defended their country. At 16, he walked into the KGB office in Leningrad and asked how to join. The officers told him to study law first. So, Putin enrolled at Leningrad State University in 1970, where he studied law and joined the Communist Party. His dream of becoming a spy was slowly becoming a reality. During his university years, he was known as a serious and hard-working student who rarely participated in social activities. He was focused on his goal and determined to achieve it. After graduating in 1975, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's security agency. He was stationed in Leningrad, where he worked in counterintelligence. His job was to monitor foreign diplomats and prevent espionage. Later, he was sent to East Germany, where he spent 6 years gathering intelligence. This period was crucial in shaping his worldview. He saw the Cold War from both sides and learned the importance of power and secrecy. In East Germany, he witnessed the collapse of the Berlin Wall in 1989, an event that signaled the end of the Soviet Union's dominance in Eastern Europe. This experience made him realize the fragility of power and the need to adapt to changing circumstances. In 1990, after the fall of the Berlin Wall, Putin returned to Leningrad. The Soviet Union was collapsing, and the KGB was losing its influence. Putin decided to leave the agency and enter politics. He became an advisor to Anatoly Sobchak, the mayor of Leningrad. Sobchak was a reformist and a mentor to Putin. Under Sobchak's guidance, Putin learned the ropes of politics and governance. He was responsible for managing foreign investments and promoting economic reforms. This experience gave him a first-hand look at the challenges of running a city and the importance of strong leadership. In 1996, Sobchak lost the mayoral election, and Putin moved to Moscow. He joined the presidential administration under Boris Yeltsin. Putin quickly rose through the ranks, thanks to his efficiency and loyalty. In 1998, he was appointed head of the Federal Security Service FSB, the successor to the KGB. This was a turning point in his career. He was now in charge of Russia's security apparatus. During his time at the FSB, he worked to modernize the agency and restore its reputation, which had been tarnished by the collapse of the Soviet Union. In August 1999, Yeltsin appointed Putin as prime minister. Russia was in chaos, with economic problems and a war in Chechnya. Putin promised to restore order. He launched a military campaign in Chechnya, which was popular with the public. His tough stance earned him the nickname the Man of Action. By the end of the year, Yeltsin resigned, and Putin became acting president. On New Year's Eve 1999, Yeltsin surprised the nation by announcing his resignation and handing over power to Putin. This move was seen as an attempt to ensure a smooth transition of power and to give Putin a head start in the upcoming presidential election. In March 2000, Putin won the presidential election with 53% of the vote. He promised to rebuild Russia's economy and restore its global influence. His first term was marked by economic growth, thanks to high oil prices. He also centralized power, reducing the influence of regional governors and oligarchs. This made him popular among ordinary Russians, but drew criticism from the West. One of his first actions as president was to introduce a flat tax rate of 13%, which simplified the tax system and encouraged investment. He also cracked down on corruption, although critics argue that this was selective and aimed at consolidating his own power. Putin's personal life has always been private. He married Lyudmila Shkrebneva in 1983, and they had two daughters, Maria and Katerina. The family lived a quiet life, away from the media spotlight. However, in 2013, Putin and Lyudmila announced their divorce. Since then, Putin has rarely spoken about his personal life, focusing instead on his work. His daughters have also remained out of the public eye, with little known about their lives. This secrecy has fueled speculation and rumors, but Putin has always maintained a strict boundary between his public and private life. One of Putin's biggest achievements was stabilizing Russia after the turbulent 1990s. He introduced reforms that boosted the economy and improved living standards. He also strengthened the military and modernized the country's infrastructure. These changes made him a popular leader, and he was re-elected in 2004 with 71% of the vote. During his second term, he focused on consolidating power and ensuring political stability. He introduced laws that increased the central government's control over regional authorities and limited the influence of opposition parties. Putin's relationship with the media has been complex. He has used television and the internet to project a strong image. State-controlled media often portrays him as a decisive leader who protects Russia's interests. However, independent journalists have faced challenges, with some being silenced or exiled. This has led to criticism from human rights organizations. Despite this, Putin has maintained a high level of popularity among the Russian public, who see him as a strong and capable leader. In 2008, Putin stepped down as president due to term limits. He became prime minister under his successor, Dmitry Medvedev. Many saw this as a way for Putin to retain power. During this time, Russia faced the global financial crisis, but Putin managed to steer the country through it. In 2012, he returned as president, winning the election with 63% of the vote. His return to the presidency was marked by widespread protests, but he remained undeterred, continuing to pursue his agenda of strengthening Russia's global position. Putin's third term was marked by growing tensions with the West. He supported Syria's President Bashar al-Assad during the civil war, which put Russia at odds with the United States and Europe. He also annexed Crimea in 2014, a move that was condemned internationally but celebrated in Russia. These actions reinforced his image as a strong leader who defends Russian interests. The annexation of Crimea, in particular, was seen as a bold move that demonstrated Russia's willingness to challenge Western dominance. In 2018, Putin won his fourth presidential term with 76% of the vote. His campaign focused on national pride and security. He promised to improve the economy and modernize the military. However, his critics argue that his policies have led to isolation and economic stagnation. Despite this, Putin remains a dominant figure in Russian politics. His leadership style, characterized by a combination of pragmatism and assertiveness, has allowed him to maintain control over a complex and often volatile political landscape. Putin's influence extends beyond politics. He has cultivated a strongman image, often seen riding horses, practicing judo, or exploring the wilderness. These activities appeal to many Russians, who see him as a symbol of strength and stability. He has also used social media to connect with younger generations, sharing photos and videos of his daily life. This carefully curated image has helped him maintain a high level of popularity, even as his policies have faced criticism both at home and abroad. One of the most controversial aspects of Putin's rule is his handling of dissent. Opposition leaders like Alexei Navalny have been imprisoned, and protests are often met with force. Critics argue that this undermines democracy, but supporters say it is necessary to maintain order. This divide reflects the complexity of Putin's legacy. While he has been praised for restoring stability and pride to Russia, he has also been accused of suppressing freedom and perpetuating corruption. Putin's foreign policy has been assertive. He has sought to restore Russia's influence in the world, often challenging the United States and NATO. He has built alliances with countries like China and India, while also engaging in conflicts in Ukraine and Syria. These actions have made him a key player in global politics, but they have also increased tensions with the West. His support for authoritarian regimes and his willingness to use military force have drawn criticism, but they have also reinforced his image as a leader who is unafraid to defend Russia's interests. Despite his tough exterior, Putin has shown a softer side at times. He is known to love animals and has been photographed with dogs and even a tiger. He has also expressed a deep connection to Russian culture and history, often referencing famous writers and leaders in his speeches. This blend of strength and sensitivity has made him a fascinating figure. His ability to project both toughness and compassion has helped him maintain a strong connection with the Russian people. Putin's leadership style is often described as pragmatic. He is willing to adapt to changing circumstances, whether it's shifting economic policies or forming new alliances. This flexibility has helped him stay in power for over 2 decades. However, it has also led to accusations of inconsistency and opportunism. Critics argue that his policies are driven more by a desire to maintain power than by a clear vision for Russia's future. As Putin enters his later years, questions about his legacy loom large. Will he be remembered as the leader who restored Russia's greatness or as a dictator who suppressed freedom? The answer may depend on who you ask. What is certain is that Vladimir Putin has left an indelible mark on Russia and the world. His leadership has shaped the course of Russian history, and his influence will be felt for generations to come. In conclusion, Vladimir Putin's life is a story of ambition, resilience, and power. From his humble beginnings in Leningrad to the heights of the Kremlin, he has navigated challenges with determination. His leadership has shaped modern Russia, for better or worse. Whether admired or criticized, Putin remains one of the most influential figures of our time. His legacy will be debated for years to come, but his impact is undeniable. He has transformed Russia into a global power, but at a cost. His story is a testament to the complexities of leadership and the enduring power of ambition. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.